All right, today we're going to take a look at a CELPIP writing question. Okay, now this is task 1, which is writing an email. Okay, so let's take a look at the question. You come home from work and realize your microwave has stopped working. Write an email to your landlord and include the following information. Tell him about the problem, explain why you need a microwave, and ask him to fix or replace the microwave. Okay, so remember, when you read a CELPIP question, okay, there are going to be 3 things there for the writing questions that you have to include. Okay, so you have to actually talk about those things. You can't just talk about whatever you want to talk about. You have to talk about these things if you want to get a really good score. Okay, so remember that. Now, with your landlord, what kind of relationship do you have? What kind of English are you going to use to write to your landlord? It's important, to know what kind of relationship you have. Are you going to talk to him like your best friend? Are you going to talk to him like, is it possible that your landlord could be your best friend? Yeah, it's possible, but it's probably not very likely, right? Or what about your worst enemy? Could your landlord be your worst enemy? Maybe for you, your landlord is your worst enemy. But it's probably not likely, right? Probably the most likely situation is that you're going to have a friendly working relationship with your landlord, right? So that's the most common thing, right? So you should assume, in a situation like this, you should assume that you have a friendly working relationship, sort of a friendly professional relationship, right? You're not going to use too formal English and you're not going to use too casual English. You're going to use somewhere in the middle, right? So take a look at these greetings and tell me which greeting you think is the most appropriate to use, okay? So let's look at these here. Dear landlord, hi landlord, hi dear, hi sir, hi John, hi Mr. Jenkins, hey John. Okay, which one do you think would be the most appropriate for this? Well, let's look at the first one. Dear landlord. What's wrong with that? Well, the word dear in English, the problem with dear is that we only use it in either really formal situations or really affectionate situations. Do you know what affectionate means? It means like you love someone, right? Or you're just trying to be very it's kind of like an affectionate relationship, like your grandparents, right? When you're writing to your grandparents, it's not a formal situation. Actually, it's a casual situation, right? Because they're your family, right? You talk normally to them, but you're affectionate with your grandparents. So it's fine to say, dear grandma and grandpa, right? You're showing affection to them. But in a situation like this, where you're talking to your landlord, it doesn't need to be so affectionate. It would be a bit weird if it's so affectionate. So don't use the word dear, okay? The situation is not that formal and it's not that affectionate. Okay, so that would be the wrong way. What about the next one? Hi, landlord. What's wrong with that? Well, if it's your landlord, you probably know their name, right? It would be a bit weird if you didn't even know your landlord's name. Okay, so don't use that one. That would be a bit weird. Now, very often I hear people say, hi, dear. Not in Canada, I don't hear it, but because I've seen so many CELPIP answers and questions and responses over the years, I know so many people say hi dear. Well, I just want to let you know that's not a good one to use. Here in Canada, people don't say that. So, in fact, I've never heard that here in Canada. I've never heard a Canadian say that in either their speech or their writing. Hi dear. So if you're coming here to Canada, it'd be best just not to use that one at all. Okay, so what about the next one? Hi sir. Hi, sir. Now, the thing about that one is, again, it's a bit too formal. It's like you're talking to maybe your professor, or I don't know. There's too much distance there. In Canada, in these kind of friendly professional relationships, actually, it's okay to use the first name. It's okay to use a person's first name, even if that person is quite a bit older than you. If it's a landlord-tenant relationship, it's okay to use first names. So the next one, hi, John, I think that would be the best. Okay, that's the easiest, and it's also probably the best. Now, the next one, hi, Mr. Jenkins, you could call him Mr. and his last name. You could say that. I think that would be fine. Especially if a landlord is quite a bit older than you. Let's say you're a student and your landlord is, the same age as maybe your dad, or you're older than that. I mean, you could say, hi, Mr. Jenkins. So both of those I think would be okay. Either the first name or the last, like Mr. or Mrs. or whatever with the last name. And then the last one, hey, John. Hey, John. Hey is too informal. That's like you're talking to your friend, right? Hey, John, what's up? Right? So don't say hey in kind of a friendly, professional situation like this. Hey is too informal. Okay. Now, if you've used my CELPIP 8 to 9 book, I'll put the link to that book right down there. You'll know how to deal with these situations, because in that book we look at a lot of different situations, and I give you examples of what would be the best greeting to use in those situations, and which closings would be best, right? So you have your greeting, and then you have your closing, like your sign off, and then you have your middle bits. In that book, I give you examples of the best ways to handle these situations. So if you haven't used that book, I would highly recommend that book. If you're not quite sure, how to write emails like this, and that book covers writing, speaking, listening, and reading. Did I say reading? Writing, speaking, listening, and reading. Yeah, all 4 parts. So that's a good book for you to use if you want to increase your CELPIP score. Okay, so let's take a look at my answer here. I'm going to give you the example of how I would answer this question if I were taking the CELPIP exam. Now, this is going to be a score of 12. Okay, so if you write like this, you will get a score of 12, I guarantee you, because what I've written here is perfect. So copy me, try to copy this, okay? So let's read what I wrote here. Okay, so hi, John. I just got back from work and found that my microwave has stopped working. It was working fine yesterday, so I'm not sure what happened. I figured it might be a blown fuse, but I already checked the fuse box and didn't notice any irregularities there. All the other kitchen appliances are working normally. Unfortunately, I don't have any time to cook for myself these days since I have a lot on my plate. Having a microwave is a real lifesaver. At the end of the summer, I'll quit my second job and have more time to cook proper meals for myself. I don't like living off TV dinners, but my hands are a bit tied at the moment. Would it be possible to fix or replace the microwave this week? I saw a microwave on sale at Walmart for $29.99. If it would save you some hassle, I'd be happy to swing by there and pick it up today, and we could just deduct that amount from next month's rent. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Mark. Okay, so that's a great answer. It's 183 words. Remember, your answer needs to be from between 150 and 200 words. So this is perfect. And if we go up here to look at the question again, you'll see I answered these 3 points, right? Tell him about the problem. I did that. That was the first paragraph. And then explain why you need a microwave. That was the second paragraph. And then ask him to fix or replace the microwave. That was my third paragraph. So if you look at my answer, those 3 paragraphs are just following the points in the question, right? So it's very easy. So remember, you have to answer those things. That's a common mistake to kind of forget about those. You can just use those as your paragraphs. That's great. You can see here, I have an opening, I have 3 paragraphs, and I have a closing, and then my name. That's it. Simple, right? So simple. And another good thing I did was I used quite a bit of advanced vocabulary. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the advanced vocabulary I used. Okay, I used a very specific, when I talked about the fuse, okay, the blown fuse, I said I figured it might be a blown fuse, right? Sometimes in Canada here, right, if kitchen appliances stop working, it's probably because, they're using too much. Like if you have everything going at the same time, right? If you have your like microwave, toaster, kettle, you're making tea, let's say, and you got a whole bunch of things going, it might trip the breaker. Okay, that thing is called the breaker or the fuse, right? The fuse box, right? You can call it like the breaker or fuse. I think those terms can be used kind of interchangeably. I don't know what's the difference. I'm not an electrician, right? So I don't know the difference between a breaker and a fuse. But if you say, I think it blew the fuse, or it tripped the breaker, I think you could use either one of those. Okay, so I figured it might have been a blown fuse, but I already checked the fuse box and didn't notice any irregularities there. Now, if the word fuse is wrong, right? I'm not an electrician, right? So I don't know. Maybe the word fuse is wrong, but it's the kind of word where in this situation, right, it would be it's close enough to being perfect, right? Your landlord would know what you mean. So, you don't have to be an electrician to use English like this. I'm not an electrician. Maybe I used the wrong word. Okay, it's possible. But the thing is, it's close enough to the right word, right? So you don't have to be an expert in every area. You just need to know kind of how to describe things, right? So, it's very common if something stops working, one of your appliances stops working. Why isn't this working? You go check the fuse box or check the breaker box and see if everything's still normal, right? I said I didn't notice any irregularities. Okay, that's a good word to use, irregularities. Okay, all the other kitchen appliances are working normally, right? Those kinds of things are called kitchen appliances. Your fridge, microwave, oven, I don't know, kettle, electric kettle, right? Toaster. Those things are called kitchen appliances, right? So you should use a word like that. Okay, now let's go to the second paragraph. Unfortunately, I don't have time to cook for myself these days since I have a lot on my plate. Okay, that's an idiom. A lot on your plate means you're busy, right? You've got a lot of responsibilities, right? So I don't have time to cook for myself. Okay, so having a microwave is a real lifesaver. If something is a lifesaver, that means it saves your life, right? Like, how would I eat if I don't have a microwave and I'm really busy? Let's say I have 2 jobs, right? I say here, I'll quit my second job. Second job is another job. Some people have 2 or 3 jobs, so they're busy, right? They only have time to come home from work and maybe put in a TV dinner in the microwave. You know what a TV dinner is? It's just microwavable meals that you can buy at Walmart or wherever. You take them out of your freezer because they're frozen, right? You take them out of your freezer, you pop them in the microwave for a few minutes, and you got yourself a nice TV dinner, okay? So that's another specific vocabulary, TV dinner. I say, but I don't like eating TV dinners, but my hands are a bit tied. If your hands are tied, that means you don't really have any options, right? You're busy. Or, yeah, my hands are tied. I don't have any options, right? I have to do it this way. So that's a good paragraph. In the second paragraph there, I told him why I need a microwave, why it's so important for me to have a microwave, right? And then let's look at the last paragraph here. Okay, would it be possible to fix or replace the microwave this week? That's good. I asked him, right? Remember the third point. It says ask him to fix or replace the microwave. I just did that, right? So this isn't anything complicated. If it tells you to do something, just do it in a polite way. So it's nice to use the word would. Would it be possible? It's more polite this way than to say, please fix the microwave. I think probably a lot of people, maybe if they're around like 8 or 9, a level 8 or 9 or 10, they might say, please fix the microwave or please replace the microwave. Actually, it's more polite if you use the word would. Would it be possible? That way you're not like cornering him, He doesn't, you're not ordering him what to do. He's your landlord. You're the tenant. Yeah, you have your rights. It's his responsibility to replace it. Right here in Canada, in most situations, the landlord has the responsibility to replace things like a microwave or a fridge or that kind of thing. Okay, so it's nice if you say, would it be possible to replace the microwave? And then I say this, look, I saw a microwave on sale at Walmart for $29.99. if it would save you some hassle, right? Instead of him going and picking up the new microwave, you're offering your own, you're offering to do it yourself. You're saying, if it would save you some hassle, I'd be happy to swing by there. Swing by means to go there. If you're going somewhere, you can swing by and stop. It means to stop or to go somewhere, right? If you're driving and you swing by McDonald's or something to grab a bite to eat. A bite to eat means some food, right? You're hungry, you grab a bite to eat, and then you keep driving. Okay, so I'd be happy to swing by there and pick it up today, and we could just deduct that amount from next month's rent. Okay, so great. I mean, like I said, if you guys write a response like this, you're gonna get 12 for sure. And even if you make some mistakes, if it looks something like this, if you have some idioms, right? I use some idioms, hands tied, a lot on my plate. I use some specific context-specific vocabulary, right? Like the fuse box. I check the fuse box or kitchen appliances, those kind of things. Man, you're gonna get a great score. So just try to do this. Now, another thing, remember the spaces. Okay, look at this. After the greeting, there's a space. Then after the first paragraph, there's a space. And a space, and a space, and a space, right? Put the spaces in there because this is, it's friendly professional writing. Any kind of professional writing, you should put a space after the greeting and after each paragraph. Okay, so just look at exactly what I did, and try to take a mental snapshot of this so that when you are writing on the exam, you know what it's supposed to look like. Okay, you got your closing line, space, name, and then you can see that's about 183 words. Okay, now on the exam, there is a word counter. So you will see how many words you have as you're typing. But it's good to kind of have an idea in your mind of how long it needs to be. Now, you have 27 minutes to do this task. Okay, so that's a lot of time. But don't waste all your time thinking about advanced vocabulary. Just start writing. Try to make a structure in your mind, right? Those 3 points are the structure. So you already know what you're going to put in each paragraph. So start writing it, and then go back through it and try to make it better if you have some time. Okay, so think about some idioms or some phrasal verbs or some better vocabulary that you can put in there. But make sure you kind of finish the email first. You don't want to waste all your time thinking about idioms and then run out of time and you haven't even finished the email. Okay, so manage your time really well. I would say try to do your best, write it, and then go back and try to make it a bit better if you have some time. So that's my tip for this. Just try your best and try to copy this layout. Try to use some advanced vocabulary if you can, and some context-specific vocabulary, like we're talking about the fuse box or the breaker box or that kind of thing. Okay, if you make some mistakes, it's okay. You might lose 1 or 2 scores or whatever, but even if you get 10, most people who contact me want to get either 9 or 10, or maybe 7 or 8, depends on their situation. But 9 is the most common. That's why I called that book CELPIP 8 to 9, because a lot of people ask me that question. So I hope that book will help you, and also my writing book will give you so many examples like this of just how to make your writing better. So I really hope I can help you guys. A lot of people are taking the CELPIP exam these days, and I really want to help you get a better score in every area. So today I'm making a writing example. Maybe my next video, I don't know. I'll see what I feel inspired to do. So let me know down in the comments what you would like to see for the next CELPIP videos, because I listen to you guys, I read the comments, and I really want to help you. This was actually one of the questions that someone sent me. That's why I'm making this video, because one of my subscribers sent me this question. So that's why. So send me your questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to help you guys by making a video. But like I said, if you do an answer like this, you're going to get 12. And if you make some mistakes, you'll probably still get like 11 or 10, whatever. So have a great day, guys. Hope you're Hope you're excited about the CELPIP exam. It's hard work, but just try, use my resources on my website. The link is down there, and just keep trying, and you guys will do great. Just try. If you don't get the score you need one time, try again and try again. Just keep practicing, and you will definitely pass soon. So take care, have a great day, and I will see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.